guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. My name is Augustergold. Thank you guys for stopping by to watch my video. Let's discuss FFK, FEMI FANI KAYODE'S. FFK is a Nigeria politician. This is a politician who was so rude to a journalist who asked him a simple question some weeks ago. This same FFK has divorced 3 women before this present one that he just divorced. Her name is Precious. Precious had 4 sons for FFK before she left. Before now, we've been hearing story about FFK being violent, being abusive and all that. But the wife had never come out one day to say yes, that the man is abusive to her or that the man did anything wrong to her. But all of a sudden, we started hearing rumor again that the woman has left him, that she has packed out from the house. But again, we didn't take it serious, or personally, I, Augusta, didn't take it serious because the word did not come out from the woman's mouth. But only recently, the elder sister to the wife, who is Precious, came out to say, okay, now I think it's time for us to clear the air. She came out today and then she decided to write a very long epistle, which you guys are going to please bear and listen very well, because sometimes it's good for us to hear from both parties. I know FFK have not spoken, he has not said anything, but when we put 1 or 2 together, I think we'll be able to know if it is right, or if what she's saying is right, or if what she's saying is wrong, especially judging from the way FFK handled the issue with the journalists some weeks ago. Here is what the sister wrote. Her name is Priska. She said, "It is disheartening when the people you look up to and who should have your back turn against you because of monetary gain. I have kept silence on this issue, but it is time we took a stand. Reverend Oke Oyemachi and Joy Oyemachi, you both cannot deny knowing that my sister's husband beat her. Auntie Joy Oyemachi, you have witnessed him beating her severally, especially during pregnancy. I have had discussions with both of you severally about her leaving that marriage before he kills her. She both said she has to stay on, that it makes no sense her leaving him without anything after giving him sons. You know, this lady had 4 sons for FFK. When my mom was still here, the excuse for her staying on was that he was paying her medical bills, which he actually was. But I had a problem with giving God's place to heal to man and money, and I never hide it. After everything, my mom passed. With her passing, the new excuse was that she stays for her children. You insisted you guys were handling the domestic violence situation with her husband, that you were also lifting it in prayers. Little did we know that you were both taking a stand before us and sucking up to an abuser behind our backs. The abuse never stopped, and thanks to you both, there was added strain between we, her siblings, and her, because you somehow portrayed us as the enemies. And she brought your stand, unfortunately, because she wanted to keep her home. Yes, the incident with a knife occurred, but the truth you purposely ignored is that she picked that knife to protect herself from being beaten again, and you both knew it. Furthermore, Uncle Oke, I use the word uncle and auntie lightly because you, in my opinion, don't deserve it, but I'd rather use it than call you reverend or pastor, because your actions are a letdown to that title. You were not there when the knife incident happened. So it amazed me how you have this detailed false description of what happened that day. Now, to obvious facts. Even if Precious had a mental breakdown like you claim, who wouldn't? Considering what she had to go through in that house for almost 6 years. A house she had to stay in. A house where she was constantly beaten and humiliated before staff and sometimes visitors. A house where one who calls himself a husband will call and pay pastors to give her fake prophecies against his wife. One of which is that she has spiritual problems and she's only living because she is under his spiritual covering. That the day she leaves his covering, she will die. You are very aware of this. A house where her family and siblings are disrespected and insulted over meaningless things, where her younger sister had to spend nights in police detention for protecting her while he was beating her when pregnant for the triplets. That's the 3 sons. Where her people are called peasants and humiliated because he feels they have no one to speak for them. A house where a husband constantly tells his acquaintances terrible things about his wife just to discredit her before them and make sure no one gets to help her, just in case. A house where she is a house where at the slightest provocation, her personal property is seized, along with any gift he ever gave her. This is just a few which you both are well aware of. Now tell me, which woman will not have a mental breakdown when living under such strain while trying to maintain the public image of love he constantly puts out, even though she is unhappy? One thing is clear in all this: Precious Chukundu will never do anything to hurt her kids. Those children are her world, and you know it. You claim my sister has been mentally unstable and violent from childhood. But I have some questions for you. First, we were born and raised in Makurdi, Benue State. We weren't the kind of family that traveled every year. We sometimes went home once in 5 years, and the stay is probably for 2 weeks, spanning Christmas and New Year. In that 2 weeks, we only spent about 2 days in Umuahia, my maternal home, your home. As we grew up, the visits became fewer and in between. When you guys did visit Makurdi, the visits were never for long. In fact, Uncle Oke, I never got to know you till I was about 13 or so. Auntie Joy, you never spent more than 2 weeks in a year at our house, and some years you totally never showed up. How then was the opinion formed that my sister has been mentally disturbed and violent from childhood? I am over 3 years her senior, and I am sure I should have known. Secondly, if she had mental issues, how come she spent 6 years at Makurdi International School, 6 years at Equa Secondary School, Makurdi, 5 years in University of Calabar, Unica, where she started building her modeling career, made friends in all these schools with both students, teachers, and lecturers. Subsequently had a managerial position at Star Advantage Stone Quarry, where she worked before proceeding to conquer the Miss United Nations Nigeria crown and subsequently Miss United Nations World in 2014, before she met her husband. And through all this, nobody noticed her mental problems. If she was mentally sound before she went into marriage, doesn't it suffice that being in a violent and tormenting marriage broke her down and pushed her to take desperate measures to defend herself? An act which led to her being bundled like a mad woman to a psychiatric home and being injected every day for 5 days without the knowledge of we, her immediate family. But you, her uncle and aunt, knew. Uncle, you were instrumental to her release from that place. Yes, you are aiding and abetting him to build a case against a lady who came to him with nothing but love and stood by him through the worst disregarding her own safety. We are aware that these allegations are to dispossess her of her kids, who, by the way, have been kept away from her for 2 months now. We also are aware that this sham of a marriage has been a mind game from the beginning. One which she is the victim. If only she listened. But in her defense, she was a young girl, only 27, when she took this plunge. Oh, I see. She was really a young woman. Precious had her faults. She has made mistakes. Mistakes she has paid for and is still paying for. But she is your niece, your blood, your family. She does not deserve the label you have given her. And all the lies I woke up to against her today. Turning against her the way you have doesn't speak well of you and the respective of the ministries you both represent. Please stop telling people that you are representing the Oyemachi's family, because you are not. The opinion of two does not speak for the entire family, and I am aware you both did this on your own. That said, I leave you both to God's judgment. We are orphans and have no one to speak for us, but we are unified and believe that God will speak for us. For all you have done, God will answer. You will surely reap the reward. On behalf of my siblings and I rest my case. Priska G. Chukundu Unduka. Guys, this is a long read, a very, very long read. And I know you guys must have understood what has been happening. And everyone have their own opinion about FFK or the wife. Like the sister said, the wife has her own faults. People said she's not supposed to have gone to marry FFK, knowing that FFK has already had 3 wives before who cried domestic violence before she moved in. I am only surprised today that she moved in while she was only 27. She was a young, beautiful girl with a promising career ahead of her. But who knows? Love, you know. You don't tell the heart whom to love. I'll read to you some comments I was able to extract from this post. I really don't want to talk too much because I too suffer domestic violence. So I don't want to talk too much so that I will not be a bit, one, emotional, and two, I will not be like I am supporting one person against the other. Because actually we've not heard from FFK, and I'm not discrediting, I'm not trying to discredit what this lady is saying or what Precious has said before now. I am not saying she did not experience all these things, but again, I have to be on the side of, let me say, I just decided to do this video like with an open mind. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to speak against or for anybody. Don't get me wrong, I am not supporting FFK. Don't get me wrong. Because as you guys know, I speak against domestic violence. So let me quickly read some few messages, some few comments from people who actually read this online. Instagram to be precise. Somebody said, in my former working place, one of the drivers there have worked for him. That's FFK. Yes, said before leaving there. As far back as then, the driver had nothing good to say about him. From how he treats the hired helps and his temper. And this was before he got married to her, which is Precious. So I believe this woman without any doubt. If only she knew, she would ended what she had with him as a relationship and work ahead. Another person said, this is why the Tappers Association should stop tapping, because you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Who would believe this beautiful lady has been in hell all this while in the name of marriage? Her husband's outburst at that journalist opened my eyes about him. A home where you have no freaky say is no home. How can you not have a say in your own home? And the worst is your personal belongings like phones are taken away like a teenager under punishment when he gets upset. Like what TF? Marrying a good man with sense is important. Somebody else now said, I laugh when people say other spouses are caring, loving, understanding. Yeah. Sorry, they are all that only when they are a zaddy and not a husband. You guys know that a zaddy is a sugar daddy. You see those other men, they are very manipulative. They know how to bring out the beast in you and then act calm as if they don't as if they don't know what happened. They are the biggest mental and emotional abusers. And guess what? They know what they are doing because they are more experienced than you. That's true. Precious was a small girl. Somebody else now said, I read this and it brought me to tears. I knew Precious in Calabar, although we weren't friends, but we live in the same streets, and I never had anything about her having any mental breakdown. We were friends then on BBM, that's BlackBerry, and she was always kind with her words. God, please protect her and those cute kids. Sad. Another person said, the Precious I knew way back in Unica was a lively, lovely, brilliant, and hardworking lady. God bless your heart, dear. All that has been said about her are lies. This one is from somebody that went to the same school with Precious. He said, I was her classmate. We studied environmental education together in the University of Calabar for 5 years. This girl was peaceful. As one of the course rep, I would have known she was never in any argument, never, in capital letter. Calm and level-headed and collected. That's so lovely. I am happy these people are actually speaking out. At least nobody bribed them to talk. They are talking as per their relationship with Precious before now. Somebody else now said, this. I think the same person knew her in Calabar too. I knew Precious in Calabar. We were neighbors on Marian. That should be a hostel or something. She was a calm, peaceful, and lovely girl. A very beautiful girl, and pictures don't do her justice. She lived in a very comfortable flat and was doing well on her own. I was surprised she married this man. More so, when she started betting just boys, I knew her conception was via IVF, and the man was just using her to have boys. I pray healing and restoration upon her. These two shall pass away. He said. Another person, I think this should be the last one I'm going to read, guys. I don't want to bore you too much. Another person said, abusive men have PhD in brainwashing people to turn against you. Even those who knew you from childhood will begin to question you. Trust me, they focus on your reaction and ignore what caused that reaction. Don't judge a victim if you have never experienced abuse. Bangam. This man, guys, is a narcissist. He is a narcissist. All the description from whatever I've seen, whatever I've read, everything I can deduct, all I can say is that this man is a narcissist. He is manipulative. He has the signs of a narcissist. So he is a narcissist. This video is going too long than expected. Guys, this is where I am going to end this video. I need you guys to comment. Let me hear your view. What do you have to say about FFK? What do you have to say about Precious? If you know Precious, please drop something. She might stumble over this video. Please drop something to just what would I say, calm her down. Just say something nice to her, please, guys. No negative comments. I really appreciate it. If you put down any negative comments, sorry, but I have to take it off because I wouldn't want her to see it to add to what she's already going through. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate you. Please, you guys should not forget to follow the description. Follow the link on my description and do go subscribe to my new vlogging channel. Thank you guys once again, and you have a nice time. Bye bye.